August of 2010. Pimlico area in London. Officer John Gallagher was assigned to conduct a welfare check on an employee at 36 Alderney Street in Pimlico after his colleagues reported him missing for a week. But the man living there was not an ordinary Londoner. He was Gareth Williams, a prodigy and math genius who worked for the UK's GCHQ and MI6 on matters of international espionage. When the officer arrived around 4:30 p.m., the landlady was waiting to let him in. Upon entering, he was immediately struck by the heat inside the flat. Despite being a warm August day, the radiators had been turned up to maximum. He proceeded to the living room, where a few things seemed off. On the table were 2 SIM cards and a phone, some luxury makeup items, and a red women's wig hanging from a chair. Growing more curious, he headed upstairs. With each step, an increasingly unpleasant smell filled the air. After checking the 2 bedrooms, the odor led him to the bathroom. There, he discovered a large red, the North Face duffel bag, locked from the outside and sitting in the bathtub. When the backup arrived and the bag opened, it revealed the decomposing body of Gareth Williams, naked and tightly curled up inside. Was he murdered, or was he just the victim of a personal experiment? Was it an orchestrated cover-up, or an international plot that never made the headlines? This is the 3D documentary of the mysterious death of Gareth Williams, the MI6 agent whose body was found inside a locked bag.
Gareth Williams was regarded as highly proficient and a very effective member of the security organisation for which he worked.
Gareth Williams was a highly talented mathematician. I think probably fair to call him a genius.
There was a number of North Face bags piled up, and I remember there was a couple of wigs on the side, a couple of mobile phones I do remember being on the table. The strange thing was the bag in the bath. It was secured with a padlock.
What is the evidence that's available that might explain how this body got in the bag?
Gareth was slightly taller than me, and you've got to get your shoulders.
Gareth's death had only 3 options primarily.
Police have revealed new details about the intensely private life of MI6 spy Gareth Williams, who was found dead in his London flat in August.
Okay, let's begin. Gareth Williams was born in 1978 in Wales. From an early age, he showed remarkable intelligence, and teachers recalled him a math genius, a prodigy capable of solving advanced problems far beyond his peers. By the age of 10, he had already passed his GCSEs in mathematics, a standard exam that is typically taken by UK students at age 16. At the age of 13, he aced his A-levels, and before turning 18 years old, he had earned a mathematics degree. He later pursued a PhD at St. Catherine's College, Cambridge, and soon, his reputation caught the attention of UK's Cyber Intelligence Agency, GCHQ, which is equivalent to CIA in America. There, he served as a communications officer and played a pivotal role in national security. His growing expertise and analytical mind earned him a secondment to MI6 as a codebreaker, which placed him at the heart of the UK's intelligence operations, working alongside spies and agents on matters of international espionage. To be closer to MI6 headquarters in London, he rented a flat on Alderney Street in Pimlico area, just a 26-minute walk or an 8-minute bike ride away. Despite the bustling neighborhood, he remained intensely private. He was unmarried, had no known romantic relationships, was rarely seen by neighbors, and dedicated himself highly to fitness and cycling. After his suspicious death in August of 2010, when he was 31 years old, his personal and professional life came under intense scrutiny. Let's retrace his steps in August of that year and see what happened in the days leading up to his death. Investigators retracing Gareth's movements in his final days discovered that, on Wednesday 11th of August, he returned to London from a mission in the United States, likely connected to international cybercrime investigations. On Saturday 14th and Sunday 15th, various CCTV footage captured him at Holland Park Tube Station, Brompton Road, and also near Harrods and Sloane Street. From Monday 16th of August, Gareth didn't attend to his work, while there were 3 important meetings that week at MI6. There were unverified sightings in the meantime, one on August 18th, where Gareth was allegedly seen working on a laptop at a cafe, and another on August 19th at a drag cabaret show, but these reports were never confirmed. At around 11:30 in the morning of Monday the 23rd, Gareth's sister phoned his workplace since she hadn't heard from him in days. It was that day that Gareth was officially considered absent from his work. It is surprising that despite the critical nature of his role and missing 3 meetings, no concern was raised from his workplace from the 16th to the 23rd of August. Finally, at around 4 in the afternoon, almost 5 hours later, Gareth's colleagues contacted the police to request a check. What had begun as a routine welfare check had just turned into a full-scale investigation when Gareth's body was found dead in the bag. The discovery baffled experts. Gareth's body, unclothed and folded unnaturally, crammed into a large red duffel bag and secured with a small padlock. Strangely, the key to the lock was inside the bag, under his body, which led some to believe Gareth may have died during a failed escape trick. In fact, crime scene experts tried dozens of times to replicate the act of climbing into and locking the same kind of bag alone. None succeeded. It became increasingly difficult to accept that Gareth had done this to himself. Since his body had already begun to decompose, the post-mortem was also complicated. Finally, experts confirmed that there were no signs of struggle, no bruising, and no broken bones. Toxicology also found no evidence of drugs, alcohol, or common poisons, but some experts admitted that certain fast-acting toxins might no longer have been detectable. Gareth is widely suspected to have been murdered by Russian intelligence after refusing to become a double agent. Former KGB officer Boris Karpichkov claimed the SVR assassinated him using an untraceable poison. His death joins a series of suspected Russian-linked killings in the UK, including Alexander Litvinenko, poisoned with polonium, Sergei Skripal, poisoned with Novichok, Nikolai Glushkov, found strangled, and Alexander Perepilichny, who died mysteriously after exposing financial corruption. These cases suggest a pattern of covert assassinations targeting defectors or threats to Russian intelligence interests on British soil. The condition of the apartment was almost eerily neat, yet some details felt strange. Besides the wig, SIM cards, and cosmetics, there was also a note on the table related to regrets of dying. Also, the presence of high-end women's clothing in one of the bedrooms, along with the previous odd things found in his apartment, led to some darker theories that his death was not an accident, but the result of a sexual encounter gone horribly wrong. During the investigations, a towel containing DNA from an unknown person was found in the kitchen, a sample of DNA that might have offered answers to this mystery. However, it turned out to belong to one of the forensic staff due to a labeling error. On these bases, and due to the lack of any fingerprints, some pointed out that it could all be a staged scene. Despite all of the clues, the official police conclusion leaned toward a tragic accident. It was reported that Gareth, alone in the flat, had somehow managed to zip and lock himself into the bag, with the key inside, an explanation many found implausible, if not insulting to his intelligence. To this day, what truly happened to Gareth Williams remains unsolved. Whatever the truth may be, one thing is certain: Gareth's life was brilliant, his death was strange, and the silence surrounding it speaks volumes. What is your opinion on this mysterious death? It took almost 1 month to create this 3D documentary, from start of doing research to make the animations, rendering, and edits. So, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.